Time to forge. Alright guys, so today we're going to be making some napkin holders or napkin rings. First thing you got to do, sorry for the bad lighting here with the window in the background, we got to measure and cut off a piece of steel that we want. Make sure we drop it on the floor for good measure. Get over here to the forge. Now this is going to be really thin steel, so it's going to heat up fast, but it's also going to cool off fast. So those are a couple of challenges that you'll see me have to deal with. I'm using a one burner. It's actually a 2-burner forge, but I'm actually using only one burner just because of the size of the steel. First thing I got to do here is I've got to make a point. We want to scroll that end. So what you do is you flatten it out. You basically square it off on the end. You just hit back and forth to get where you want it. And then what you do, you start knocking those corners off to bring it to the point that you need to bring it to. And another heat. Now, I will tell you as I go along, the more of these I do, one after the other, the faster I can do them. This is the first one, and you're kind of on a struggle bus until you actually get into rhythm. So I'm going to touch it up here, but on the rest of them, you know, I can do all this in one heat. And that just equates in the end to being more efficient, being able to either charge less for your materials or for your product, or at least pay less for the fuel that you're putting into it, or both. Now we're going to flip it around and do the other end. Alright, so now that the other end's done, I'm going to go ahead and, this is a jig that I made for my hardy hole. Hardy hole is just that square hole that holds your tools. And of course you can see my anvil's rocking. I probably should have made sure it was stable there. And again on this, a little clunky here trying to get it wrapped around there, but I made it work. It took me a couple times, you know, the rest of them only took once, but again, you get better as you go. That's kind of what we're looking for though. We're getting that curve that we need. And through the miracle of editing, we're heated back up again. Finish scrolling that around. I'm using some homemade tongs here, so they're not exactly as user-friendly as I'd like, but that's okay. As you see, I almost touched it there. That's one of the hard parts when you're working. Sometimes you want to reach out and grab your steel, and yeah, it'd be a mistake, just like hitting your camera right there. Just about got it rounded up, but one of the things you got to watch for is as that steel cools, it shrinks. If you're not careful, you'll get that stuck on that pipe, so you can get it off fairly quickly. Got pretty much what I want there, so I'm going to grab the brush and clean off the scale. The scale's just like almost like a snake shedding its skin. It just builds up on it. If you don't get it off there, it kind of messes up the finish a little bit. So here we are back. I've got a pair of scroll tongs. Now a lot of blacksmiths will tell you, you know, that's cheating. You should be able to do that on the anvil with your hammer, which I can, but being the smallest steel and the project that I'm doing, I'd rather use the scroll tongs here. They do have their place. So we're just going to scroll that around, and as you can see, it's cooling off really quick. So we got that top one done, but because I'm manipulating the metal, it does tend to scale a little bit more, so we're going to brush that off and get another heat on it. Back we are again, and we'll scroll the other side. Got a good heat this time. You got to watch it though, because you can burn your metal up, and boy, that'll make you mad when you're almost done with the project and you burn up your steel. Because this is so small, I got to get it right on the end of the tongs, so it's kind of challenging there. But like I said, it's my first attempt for the day, so it was a little clunky, but we made it happen. Then you just want to kind of square up your rings. You know, they weren't exactly, with all that manipulating, they kind of get off center. Got them squared up now, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So just a last minute touch up here, and now we're ready for the next step. So what I'm going to do now is the forge is actually off, but obviously you can see it's still hot. So I'm going to put the steel in there and get it warmed up so we can coat it. We want it about 200 degrees. There's a window of opportunity there for you that you get it too hot, it's not going to work. You get not hot enough, it doesn't work as well. So we've got one heating up, and you'll see here in a minute I'll throw the other one in there and then grab the one that's already warm. That bowl there is just to catch the drippings, as you see here. Now I'm not burning my hand on that thing. This is actually a chunk of beeswax, old beeswax I have in my hand, which makes a really good coating for that and gives you the desired look as well. So just making sure I get it all over. It melts fairly easy, so it gets into the pores of that steel and seals it up. It's not going to be good enough to keep it outside or anything, but this is for a dining room table, so I'm not too worried about it. And then here at the end, they're still cooling off, still a little bit warm, but you want to buff them off so that if that beeswax is too thick, it doesn't leave a dull film. You just want the stuff that's in the pores, and that's kind of what we're looking for right there. It's not too wet, not too built up, but right what we're looking for. Do the other one here real quick. Just buffing it off a little bit. You can use a towel for this as well. And then here we are in the house, all finished. Give the final product a try. And there we go, voila, the napkin ring. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're all doing well. Until next time, you take care.